We have Taylor Cole with us today.
Yeah.
How do you introduce yourself?
Yeah.
Well, Madeline's husband,
That's a good start.
Cozy's dad, probably at this point now.
Yeah.
And my brother Peyton's about as popular as anybody I know, so I'm Peyton's brother for most of the
Yeah.
people around town.
Well, that's cool.
So, yeah.
I mean,
But
professional baseball player,
Professional, yeah.
MLB, all that stuff, and yes, we'll get
Yeah.
into it. But like at the end of the day, and I'm glad you led with that because
Yeah.
when you walked in here, I kind of led with like all the Vegas stuff and all that.
Yeah.
So
Did you notice that he introduces himself the same way my dad introduces himself?
yes,
what does he say?
Yeah.
My dad always says I'm Kathy's husband and Ashley and Carly's dad. That's always how he introduces himself.
There you go.
Yeah.
Love that.
Me too.
But baseball, has been my profession for the last 13 years.
Yeah.
Been in the big leagues with the Toronto Blue Jays
Mm-hmm.
and also the Los Angeles Angels. This past season, I played in AAA with the Boston Red Sox.
Yeah.
The Worcester Red Sox was the AAA team. And then I finished the season in Mexico playing for Nuevo Laredo. So that was pretty cool. And at this point, just trying to figure it out.
Recently, didn't you sign with somebody?
Yeah, so that was most recent. And then
Yeah.
right now I'm technically a free agent. So, yeah.
So
We have a lot of free agents on this show lately.
yeah.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, kind of like to go back just a quick second. Growing up in here,
Mm-hmm.
you played baseball, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Was that the goal to play professionally, or it was just head down? I just love baseball so much. Like, tell me about that a little bit.
I always wanted to
Yeah.
and thought I would play professionally. That might sound a little arrogant, but
No.
it was just from a time I was little, it just was what I wanted to do. And was always playing all the time. And I was just, in my mind, it was like, I'm going to play in the majors.
Yeah.
And so that was just always my mindset. And, there was a lot of ups and downs throughout that road, but, I ended up getting there. So
Yeah.
it all worked out.
And that's to kind of dig in a little bit deeper. That's kind of what I was asking, or more so impressed about, because here's why. Grew up playing baseball.
Mm-hmm.
At some point in high school, I made a decision which one was I better at, skateboarding or baseball. I diverged.
skateboarding.
It was skateboarding for sure. But growing
Skateboarding.
up, I always wanted to play for the Yankees. That was like the big thing. My family owned Four Seasons Sports out here. It was like a big sporting
Oh,
good.
cool.
Like,
Yeah.
I was integrated, and that was the deal. But whatever it was, I was like, doop, and I pivoted and then shot down that path. I'm very curious with athletes, professional athletes, especially that started at a young age.
Yeah.
Like, how did you combat with? Because now I have a kid playing baseball. He's like,
Yeah.
he's a baseball. He's
I love
probably
that.
like
He's
you
so
guys.
cute. I love
Yeah,
that.
He
younger.
he can ramble stats and he falls asleep watching the World Series on YouTube.
Oh, God,
like
yeah.
old World Series. He's adorable.
Those are the ones that just love it and they go far because it's
Yeah.
in them.
Yeah.
It's not the parent that's pushing it on him. It's
Exactly.
it's like in his bones. It's in his body. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So it's like
He's
you
the
gotta love
cutest.
that.
So as you got, and I'll get to the point, as you got older, especially in high school and stuff, there was never any like outside derailment, or was there? And you were just had to go like, no, like this is a dream. I want it so bad. I feel it in my bones. I was meant to do this.
Yeah,
Pretty much
that was
it.
it. It was.
Yeah?
It was. I felt like it was my calling.
Yeah.
And just going back a little bit, you say you were a Yankee fan, right? That was right.
Still.
Still.
Let's be fair.
Yeah.
I'm a baseball fan, and I can definitely get into those things, and especially with Red Sox and all that. But at the end of the day, like I'm a baseball fan.
You're a baseball fan.
Yeah.
So I faced them in my major league debut.
Okay.
And everybody that are think of the positive side of things, they say, Taylor, your debut was awesome. Your first major league strikeout was Aaron Judge, which is cool because
Whoa.
he's
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah,
there's a lot of positives for that. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Sorry, go ahead.
So
With
I
the
have-
judges' chambers.
yeah, exactly. So I
Legal
faced him
joke.
in the minor leagues and stuff, and I have the ball at home now.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
So it's cool. I got that
Yeah,
in like
yeah.
my first out and some other balls, but that was my debut, and it was the only good part about the debut.
Yeah.
I got crushed that day. It was just the game sped up on me. It was at
Mm-hmm.
50,000 in Rogers Center in Toronto,
Mm-hmm.
and Didi Gregorius, their shortstop at the time for the Yankees,
Mm-hmm.
is my favorite player in the league, probably ever, because you got to realize before I had made it to the big leagues, I was making $7,000, $8,000, $10,000 a year playing in the minor leagues.
Yeah.
Well, I get up to the big leagues, and Didi Gregorius, a lot of people don't know this, but I was having such a bad outing, and I was getting sent down the next day. But Didi Gregorius on that outing, line drive back at me, broke my toe. I finished the inning.
Mm-hmm.
The next day, I'm walking in. The coach says, "Hey, come here. Let's go see the GM. I'm getting sent down, right?" They go, "Why are you limping?" I said, "Remember I got hit yesterday?" So I go, "Hey, go get an X-ray." I got an X-ray. And they found out that I had a broken toe, pinky toe.
Yeah.
The guy's like, the greatest news ever. Because as a minor leaguer, you can't get sent down on the injured list. So
Yeah. It's such a baby of an injury, like you kind of skirted by the line.
I skirted by.
Yeah.
And so I went on the injured list.
Yeah.
And they ended up releasing me, which they're not allowed to do when you're on the injured list.
Yeah.
But so they paid me major league salary through the end of the year. It was the end of the year, which was like August. So I had like August and September.
Yeah.
But you got to think, for a guy that's been in the minor leagues, and I was
Yeah.
27, 28 at the time.
Yeah.
That was huge for me and my my wife at the time. Well, still my wife, but
Yeah.
my wife at that time, it was huge.
Yes. Yeah.
Madeline's still your wife.
Yeah. We got to make that clear.
Just checking.
Oh,
So
that's
Didi is my
awesome.
favorite player, man.
Yeah.
Broke my toe, helped me make some money, and one day I'll let him know that.
That's freaking awesome. Or maybe he'll see this and hear this story. That's freaking
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
I remember that, and I for this purpose rewatched some clips and stuff, and two things stuck out. One, regardless of what happened, how rad is that to be in that position to pitch again? You know what I mean? Just all of just being in the scene. But
And
this,
now, so I mean, I know Taylor, oddly enough, through his wife Madeline, who is, she's not really my coworker, but she's kind of my coworker. The last trial I did with Madison,
Yeah.
Madison, her name is Madeline, was with Mad, and she was pregnant,
Yeah.
and none of us knew. Well, I didn't know, and I was like, I can't believe you didn't tell me, and she was like, it wasn't going well. It was real rough. Trial pregnant, I can't imagine.
yeah.
Yeah.
But now your kid's involved. Like, she's out and she gets to see these things, and it's
Yeah.
a big deal.
It is. It is cool. We got some cool pics this year. Using we always take advantage of the team photographers, of course, to get family
Yeah.
photos.
Yeah.
And so it's just been fun to having her, the little one.
So going through all that family and all that, besides baseball, like
Mm-hmm.
what do you do? Like what are you into? What
Yeah. A lot of people, I always say this, like they got hunting or fishing or something. I feel like a lot of Vegas people like don't have especially people that are like baseball.
We
Yeah.
can't do
People-
outdoor anything from like
Right? We grew
May
up-
to October.
What does Vegas need?
like
How about that? That's a better question. What do
Well-
we need here?
we're just too
Culture?
I think Vegas is growing so much. I just love all that we're getting.
Yeah.
I have a huge amount of pride for Vegas.
Yeah.
But when I think of my hobbies, I'm like, man, I just played baseball my whole childhood. I played
Yeah.
basketball my whole childhood. So
Yeah.
my hobbies a lot of times revolve around sports like fantasy football. I love fantasy
Yeah.
football. I'm in a few leagues.
You never go in the desert when the Razors or do anything like that? You never got in a dirt bike, squad?
He has a child now.
Well, that's why he sled
But
with Razors.
you could always make time, right?
Get a Can-Am and float
No,
out
I-
there.
I don't see Madeline being like, one of those career
Okay, how about this?
risking, life risking
Yeah.
sports.
Hiking in
Eh,
Red Rock.
take the baby out.
There's so many different things.
No, there is, and I'm trying to. I need to get some,
Yeah.
But my mom and I went out like for her birthday. I got her hey, let's go out, and she wants a 4-wheeler. I'm like, why don't we just
See?
why don't we just go do a course or
Yeah.
with a company
Yeah.
first, see how that goes.
Before you decide this
And
is
just-
your
Yeah.
new calling, Mom.
Yeah, exactly, and we did. It was really fun.
Good.
Anyways, yeah, I'm pretty boring that way. Not
Yeah.
a ton of hobbies.
And you're involved in some businesses here that are not
Yeah.
baseball related, right?
Yeah, so
So
I've
you're
kind of
an
got a few things going
entrepreneur.
on, and sometimes I feel like, well, I'll just let you know. So the first thing is, it's an Instagram account called Minor League Grinders. So
Okay.
my buddy and I started it, and when I was in the minors coming up, all the funny, crazy things that happen in baseball, people wouldn't believe, right?
Yeah.
And so we're just thinking, man, there's so much content out there that nobody gets to see. You hear the crazy stories.
You know
but-
what my favorite is?
What's that?
Kangaroo Court.
Exactly.
Love it.
So stuff.
Love it.
So stuff like that. So that's amazing that people
I don't
that
even
don't know what
that
kangaroo
is.
court
Yeah.
is.
Is it?
Can you
Basi-
explain it?
Yeah. So kangaroo court is basically and it should be in every business.
It should.
it's basically keeping people accountable. If like somebody's doing something that's just annoying or something
Yeah.
that like you're just like, dude, come on, I don't know what it is. Maybe they don't flush the toilet.
Yeah.
Okay. So you hold a meeting, and it's kangaroo court meeting, where basically it's like, hey, you're getting fined $10, and there's a
Ooh.
court, right? This is great for Ashley,
Yeah.
And so you hold court, and the people vote whether or not they get,
Fined or not.
fined or
It's
not,
like
basically. But like it basically keeps
Survivor-ish.
everybody accountable. But it
Yeah.
kind of also, there's a little contention there sometimes, because then you feel like you're walking on eggshells. You can't do anything
Yeah.
bad. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, that's going to go to kangaroo court, So it's a,
And
there's
it goes into like a pot, and you guys throw a party, right?
Can we have
Exactly.
kangaroo court in here?
No.
Who would be on kangaroo court the most in here?
Oh, 100% Ashley. 1,000%.
But this Instagram account, we had all these guys, all these minor leaguers, send us all the content and stuff. So it just blew up really fast.
Yeah.
It's cool.
And so it's called
What's it
Minor League
called again?
Grinders, and I'm going to start really focusing on it more. We've done it for probably 4 or 5 years, but it's so untapped because we just haven't hit it the way we should. But people just love it. I mean, I'm talking executives, major league players, minor league players. Like when I got, anyways.
No.
It's
You can
just-
keep talking. I'm following it now. I love this.
It's a cool account, and so I just think that's something that's gonna have some potential. And then the other thing I do is I do jewelry. I guess that would be a hobby. And
Okay.
yeah. So there
We're
you
getting
go.
somewhere.
Okay.
What kind of jewelry?
So diamonds, everything, Rolex watches, everything. So
fun fact. I'm gonna move this, by the way, because I'm annoyed by it.
Because Chris hates that pillow.
Yeah. Fun fact. 2 fun facts. 1, I'm like a watch junkie.
oh, you are.
I love watches.
Yeah, I love that.
And 2, I dated this girl in high school that her dad owned a jeweler's. He was a jeweler.
Yeah.
So through that connection, I got to see like behind the scenes of how it was made,
Oh, yeah.
sold, diamonds, like everything from like the wholesaling stuff to the tree and just all of
Isn't
that
it cool?
stuff. It's freaking interesting.
Yeah.
Like it blows my mind how
Yeah.
all of it's like just made.
And
Yeah.
so how are you involved in the jewelry
Yeah,
scene
Yeah.
then?
It started when I was playing for the Angels in the big leagues with the Angels. So all of my teammates went there. All the Dodgers go. Like literally everybody goes to this jeweler. Like they're like the
Like-
biggest jeweler out here. It's
Like
called
a
Happy.
Jacob type.
Yeah, it's called Happy Jewelers, and they're just like
In LA.
in LA and in Fullerton specifically. And
It's
Dope.
it's the Morty of LA.
Okay.
yeah, so
Yeah,
so
all
they
right.
they do every like
It's the Morty of LA.
All right.
all the tons of UFC fighters, tons
Yeah.
of celebrities, and so the owner and I got to know each other. I bought some things from him, and then I sent him a couple people, and he just liked how I made it really easy for them and for him. And Gabe, the owner, was like, Taylor, you should honestly work for me. And I'm like, dude, I'm playing baseball.
Yeah, like
I'm
I'm
playing-
I'm a professional athlete.
Yeah, like
what
maybe
do you- that's-
after, but he's like, well, I was like, so then the off season hit and I was a free agent, and I was just like, maybe I can do this on the side, just as even when I'm playing, and it's kind of, so that's what I did, and so and I actually integrated into minor league grinders too, but I also do it amongst my,
Yeah.
so we do like giveaways, and I've done, I don't know, probably 40, or 50 different, people in pro baseball, just engagement rings or Rolex
Oh, wow.
watches. And so there's just they'll hit me up and we'll just do it. And so that's been fun because it's like they do so much volume that they can get deals. So, like their diamonds are just so well priced, right?
Yeah.
That everyone's like, dude, there's no reason to go anywhere else,
Yeah.
So
And where are they at?
they're in LA,
Fullerton?
in Fullerton, yeah. But we go nationwide. I mean, they have some here tomorrow, but everything. So, yeah, Madeline really likes that perk.
I'm sure she does.
What's something you learned playing professional sports that you apply to, say, the jewelry or the, whatever you're into actually?
Yeah. That's a great question. For me, I think this applies to anything in life. Coming up through the minor leagues and in sports, you always feel like, okay, getting to the major leagues or getting to the top level is so like, I have to be so good and I have to be so perfect. And you got to get there, right? And it's like, when I got there, I'm like, this is the same game. It's just, it's the show. So there's more cameras, there's more of this, but it's the same game.
Yeah.
So I made it into something that I didn't need to.
Yeah.
And I'm going to apply that into anything else I do in life, right? Where let's not make it into something so much bigger. So, why not think big? Why not be the best at whatever you can be? And the sky's the limit, really. So for me, it's like, how do I apply that to jewelry? It's just, being willing to work with, some of the best players, in the majors, some of the best coaches, nobody's really off limits there, and I just have a desire in anything I do in life now. It also took me a little bit of time to get to the major leagues, where some guys get there super quick.
Yeah.
So now I think, well, what held me back, right?
Okay.
What held me back from getting there quicker? Was it my mindset? Was it a limiting fear? And so anything I do now, I just think, hey, like let's cut that time in half.
Yeah. I love that you said that, because it could go either way. It could have been ego too that
Yeah.
prevented.
Absolutely.
And I'm only speaking for myself. When I look back on things like that, I'm like, why didn't I get there faster? And I was like, oh, because you had a big ego, and
Yeah.
you thought you were bigger than you were, or whatever the
Yeah.
case was. So, but at the end of the day, it was all here.
Mm-hmm.
What were you gonna
Absolutely.
say? Sorry.
I was glad he brought up fear. I literally looked directly at that camera and went, here we go. So that's Chris's line, is like, is it just fear? Is it fear stopping you? It's fear, right? It's not, it's fear.
I'm on this big kick. Look, I went through some stuff recently and came out of it, and it caused me to look back on like everything, as most people do, when they go through stuff. And I just got on this kick. I'm like, it's just fear. And then I started testing people and friends, and like, why did you do this? And this is what she's talking about. Oh, well, it's because of that. And I go, yeah, but it's because you were scared of this.
Yeah.
And they're like, but no, it's because of that. And I did that with enough people, and I just had this whole mental, I don't know what, I don't want to cuss, but I was just like, holy crap, that's literally all it is.
It is.
And then to go back to, to make it about sports or whatever, it's just a mindset thing. If
Absolutely.
you have a good coach, take baseball out of the picture, right? If you got a good coach, period, no matter what you're trying to do, you will succeed.
Mm-hmm.
And when you take off, and correct me if I'm wrong, what you're saying, once you saw kind of how the sausage was made, it wasn't a big deal
Gross.
anymore. So it's
Yeah.
still the same game, and now you're able to only focus on the game and not all that extra
Exactly.
curricular stuff. And once you're able to do that, then you are fully able to take off and by the way, take out baseball and insert whatever it is.
Exactly.
Right?
That's
Sure.
exactly right.
What do I win?
You don't. Your prize is this show, Chris.
Like,
All right.
You win.
You know who I really love, and some people think he's a little over the top, but David Goggins is fantastic.
Yes.
I just love him because it's like he lives what he preaches, and listening to his audiobook, his first one, and his second one just came out.
Yeah.
And I would get it and I haven't listened to it, but I'm gonna get it, and he's always talking about that. I listened to one interview, and the guy's like, my life though, you don't understand, David. And he's like, no, I do understand. He goes, that's what you don't understand, is that I do understand.
Yeah.
But there's the fear and the limiting, not willing to, basically confront some of our fears is the biggest thing. So I'm excited to get his book, and it's gonna be good.
Right,
Do you,
I'm
know
gonna,
do you know who he's talking about, by
No.
the way? He's very extreme. by
He
the
lives
way.
in Vegas.
Does he really?
I'm not going to say where, because
No, no, I
be
don't-
a
you
little
don't
too
have to,
much, but
but-
I know where he lives. And,
No, totally. I'm
That's
just glad
weird.
he lives in Vegas.
I don't know his address, David. But
No,
I
no,
know
no,
I
no.
know the vicinity, because
This is getting weird.
he's running all the way. He's running all over the place, and he's like this guy, this like Navy SEAL, fittest
Yeah.
guy on earth.
Gotcha.
And he's always in town running and stuff, and he's doing these motivational speeches. But he's like, his thing is get hard, basically.
Yeah. Oh, God, yeah.
Like,
Oh my God, I'm so stoked. Look, here's
Yeah.
why, and maybe you guys will understand this. It's more for Vegas, right? It's like
Yeah.
now we have another cool person living here.
Yeah.
Another,
we have lots of cool people living
Yeah.
here.
we do this town. I'm telling you.
Bulking up with cool.
Who's like the first celebrity or cool thing or person you saw growing up here on the strip, out at a restaurant? Do you have any memories like that?
Like that we're from Vegas, or
No,
just
no. Like I'll give you two examples. When I was 12, I saw Bruce Willis and Demi Moore when they were married at like the Forum shops and stuff
Oh, yeah,
like that. Or
yeah.
one time I saw Gallagher. No, I got a better one. I always used to see Flavor Flav
Oh yeah.
in
yeah.
Michael's.
He just
and-
got kicked off a Spirit flight.
Did he really?
Did he?
Yeah, he got kicked off a Spirit flight like 3 weeks ago.
For what?
It's like, when's that video going to start circling around?
Yeah.
You know?
I don't really recall, but I think he was mad that they wouldn't hold the plane for one of his guests.
That
It's a
sounds like-
Spirit flight.
Has that ever happened to you growing
Yeah,
up
some of
here?
well, I used to always go to like the SB, like, weren't they in Vegas all the time? Like, my dad used to take me to everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the sports award shows. But just, I remember seeing Carrot Top, thinking that was cool.
Yeah.
And then, like, when UFC wasn't huge, we had some, like, former champions that my friend Billy Zeeby, he kind of introduced me to some cool people. Rich Franklin, which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I remember seeing my favorite player. I know I said Didi Gregorius, but my favorite player growing up before Didi was Mike Piazza.
Okay.
I remember seeing him walking around,
Yeah.
and that was pretty cool. I'll throw you one. Now my mind's going. See,
Yeah.
Rick
Thank you,
Fox
Ryan.
for the Lakers.
Okay.
Do you know who that is?
Mm-hmm.
He was married to Vanessa. Anyway, Williams. Anyways, something like that.
Yeah.
He's
I don't-
looking. You're looking around the room like
Hey,
I'm gonna save you
she's
here.
a celebrity. Yeah, you know.
Nope.
I thought, okay, it's okay.
Wrong one.
But Rick Fox was, Derek Fisher Lakers, Kobe Bryant,
Yeah.
Shaquille O'Neal Lakers, and I remember he's walking, and my dad's like, "Hey, Rick, can you get a picture of my?" Oh, wait, I have pictures with everybody.
That's cool.
That's rad.
And he's like, "Yeah, man, that's fine, but we got to be quick."
Yeah.
I remember those little things, and we took a pic. That was cool.
Yeah.
That was cool. Yeah, you just see them all the time, man.
So
Yeah.
I will say that type of experience, I've called Taylor and been like, hey, my friend's cousin's uncle's random friend is going to be at this game. And he goes every time out of his way to make sure that these kids have like a fun memory of meeting somebody that they think is like
That's cool.
super rad.
Yeah. That's
I think it's awesome.
Because, those names that I named, they're not A-list people,
Yeah.
right? But those are the things that I remember,
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and so I think for people, like even throughout my career,
Yeah.
I'm not a household name by any means, but I'm a person that has played in the big leagues, and for them that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
And now all of a sudden I realize that you don't have to be the biggest name person out there. It could be anybody, and it doesn't even have to be a Major League Baseball player. It can be anybody.
Yeah.
You could be somebody's hero just by being who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's
we
pretty
talk
cool.
about that a lot, that people always remember like the way they get treated by
Yeah.
someone, and that's the impression that you make.
How they
Yeah.
feel
Yeah.
when you
Yeah.
left them.
Yeah.
In a sense.
I ask annoying questions.
I love it.
Get ready.
Let's go.
First off, what's the most interesting thing people would not know about you?
The most interesting thing
People don't know about you.
that I love to clean. Is that weird?
No, because I love to clean.
You do. I'm like OCD.
You can both come to my house
I swear to God.
anytime you want.
I like to clean because it calms and I do a lot of thinking when I clean. That's why.
I spend like a couple hours a day cleaning. I just like everything perfect, and it's weird because I got like cats, so people probably like.
You don't have cats.
I have
Your wife has cats.
No, but yeah. Well, I love that. Look at. We used to have 3, now we have 2, but they're my buddies. They have not gotten as much attention now that the baby's around.
Yeah.
But anyways, I just cleaning. I don't know if I love the act. I think it's therapeutic, but it's more of like just having things in order. I also am allergic to peanuts. And every time
Okay.
that anybody that really knows me knows that, because if they've been out to eat with me, I'm the person like, hey, I'm going to get this. I'm going to get the chicken piccata. Can you make sure the chef knows that there's no peanuts?
Like, don't touch the bowl.
My
Yeah.
sister's like that. It's tree nuts though.
Is it tree nuts?
Yeah.
And it's just like, you want to know the best thing for somebody? If you are around somebody that is allergic to something,
Yeah.
instead of that, just think about this.
Don't eat with them.
No, yeah, exactly. I'm telling you.
Drop them off before dinner.
I'm going to, yeah, exactly, because they're just annoying. I know I'm as
That's
annoying
rude.
as it gets.
I will, of course,
Oh,
eat
no,
with
no.
anybody, but
My
No, I
best
get it.
friend has celiac. Okay.
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah.
there can't be gluten in that. There can't be gluten
There
in
you go.
it. Is there
See, you're
gluten?
doing it. You're doing
No gluten.
You're doing exactly what I was going to say, is that if you're like, hey, if you make it so they don't have to ask it, and you're like, well, he's allergic to, or she's allergic to, is there anything in there? And all of a sudden you're just sitting there and you're like, holy smokes, I've asked 17,000 times if I'm allergic to nuts, and this person just did it for me.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about that, man, but it's just like the greatest thing of all time.
Along with the tree nuts is oftentimes, fun fact, a sesame allergy. And so Kyle, every time we go for sushi, he'll be like, you can just put no sesame for the whole table.
Oh, I love that.
So that Carly does not have to worry about sesame on anything.
smart.
See, little things like that, like for people that have allergies, you're just like,
To be fair,
man,
it's also
it's
still
great.
really annoying because she doesn't carry Benadryl, but I do. Because, Then
Do
we
we
end
know
up in a
why
problem.
she doesn't?
'Cause I do.
She knows you do.
So I do.
Exactly.
That's true.
Well, Madeline gets kind of annoyed about the allergy because, I get repetitive and I also have a little bit of OCD. Like, I kind of think that goes along with the cleaning thing.
Can I ask you a weird question? Do you think, and I don't mean to do this to you,
No,
do you
throw it-
think
throw
you're
it out
like
there.
a super creative / ADHD borderline,
Yeah.
like in that? Because
Welcome to the land
Yeah.
of all of those people.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I'm not trying to get weird, but like you're just saying a lot of stuff that makes sense. And then you're talking about the cleaning and then you're talking about OCD stuff. I'm like, does this
that
guy
me?
read my diary or something like that? It's like,
Maybe
weird.
more people are like that than
There
they
are.
want to admit.
That's
She's
true.
one.
I'm not like that with cleaning.
You're like a covert one. It
Everybody's
comes
got
out
their
in-
thing, though.
It comes out.
Like-
It's
in-
this.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
No,
you have
I,
an outlet.
I stop for a minute.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is if you ask my wife, she thinks I would do very well on, she thinks I'm ADD, ADHD, whatever.
Yeah.
So she thinks that. I probably think there may be some of that for sure. But I'm like, I do fine. And I don't know if I want to get to the point where, I don't know, maybe I would do well on, I don't know.
Yeah.
But maybe I'll just leave it alone. I think I'm okay.
As long as it doesn't inhibit your daily life, it's okay.
That's right. There you go.
You can tell her that.
I like
Yeah.
that. If there's a doctor listening to this, reach out if you feel I need anything.
Like,
You can reach us at the
I'll
Strong
send
Show
it-
at Gmail, and you guys all have our phone number.
Yeah,
exactly. In fact, yeah, it's in the description. But I will say this, maybe it'll make you feel better. I was diagnosed when I was a kid, full blown, got the thick report, and this was like in the 80s. So they kind of just went like, all right, we're good.
Yeah.
He's not dumb. He's actually smart.
Yeah.
Struggled, went through all this other stuff. And what I could say, just for brevity of the show, and I could talk more later, I didn't try medication until I was like 39, 38 years old because I didn't want to lose that creative edge or I didn't want
Yes.
I didn't want to lose. And again, there was a lot I didn't want to lose.
Yeah.
Couple things happened. One, it did help. And I probably should be taking it now because I took it for a long period. But what I realized after taking it, because I don't like taking substances for things
Sure.
if I don't have to.
Sure.
When I go back in the periods of my life, for example, this chunk of 5 years when I was like completely quiet up here, right? I was like, well, what was I doing? And it was like regular basic ass stuff. It was eating right, getting enough sleep, fellowshipping with friends and being communicative. When I say fellowshipping, I'm not even talking about anything like other than getting with a group of people.
Yes.
Like, that's it. That was probably like the most, just being aware of it, I guess. So
Yes.
that's why I'm saying this to you because I'm running into, and it feels like we're running into so many people that because of COVID or whatever reason is starting to like see things click and be like, something's not, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I can't, or I've never finished something or whatever the case is.
Yeah.
So anything I can do to like hard insert and maybe help cause you to think differently or look down
Yeah.
some. Then
So you
I
feel
wanna-
like the medication helped you or did not help you?
it absolutely did. So when I first took it,
Yeah.
I went for like the first month. I used to go, I was like, y'all are fucked. Because I felt like I took the limitless pill. Because
Sure.
things were going so fast that it finally slowed it down. Because I saw it all,
Yes.
but I was slow.
So slowing down was good for you, is what you're saying.
Yeah, because
Okay.
I mean, you could tell I'm a lot because it's going fast, but
Yeah.
it was slow enough for me to like grab it, retain it, and then articulate it. And
Got
once
it.
I was able to do that, like I felt like not to act like I know anything about law, but like if I was a lawyer, I could read it through everything and then show up the next day and try and fuck with me because I retained it.
Wow. Yeah.
With that said, of course, for whatever reason, I stopped taking it, and
I think it's an awareness that you know how your body behaves on medication. I took ADHD medication for when I took the bar exam.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's how I found out I had ADHD,
Oh, shit.
was the bar exam.
Dope.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, makes you focus for really long periods of time
Yeah.
on things that you do not care about at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I wasn't, shocker alert, wasn't very good at it.
No?
No,
Good enough, though.
Yeah.
eventually.
Yeah.
But
Eventually.
but that's actually interesting because the best year I had ever playing baseball is the year that I was the most present, and I found out about mindfulness and being present. And I know people think that, and they but I like
It's real.
Yeah, I would spend 10 minutes a day, and I ideally still do. obviously I'm not as consistent as I should be, but I would spend 10 minutes a day just focusing on being present, right? Focusing on my breathing and.
Do you have the 5-minute journal?
No, is that a book or is that an app or?
It's an actual like hard book journal, but it's like you spend 5 minutes in the morning and 5 minutes in the evening going through the prompts of like, what was the thing today that I was most successful at? What was the thing that I think I need to work on the most? Like it's a cool thing.
Oh,
I'll find
gotcha.
one.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, it's really cool.
And just doing that was like huge for me because like, as you know, like as I've kind of expressed, like I have a lot of ideas and then I feel like I'm just want to take over the world.
Yeah.
And I get, then it's like, well, you just don't feel like anything really gets accomplished unless you're present, and you're focused, so I guess what I'm saying is that year really was probably the best. And if I can be like that all the time, and there's really no reason I should. Maybe I'm recommitting myself. That's, what doing this podcast,
Thanks for coming on the Surround Show and recommitting to your mindfulness.
Now we're going to be everybody listening. Being
Done.
mindful was probably, and I mean this, it may be one of the greatest gifts that you can give yourself.
I believe that. What's your favorite part about being a girl dad?
I like that.
Yeah. Favorite part about being a girl dad? I'm just in love with that little girl. I mean, everything. She's just my buddy,
Did she like Santa?
For a second until she doesn't like beards. So my dad has a beard. Okay.
Gotcha.
And so he's like so excited to see her, sees him. It's her grandpa and freaks out. She sits on Santa's lap and she did not look up and see him and she's just fine. And then she goes like this and just went nuts. And so no, she didn't like him at all.
No, I saw the pictures.
Yeah. She was not happy.
No, she was displeased.
I don't mean to laugh, but I
Displeased
just
at us.
No,
imagine as parents, like we're gonna make you sit next to a monster essentially in your brain,
Exactly.
just so we can get our photo.
And in the background, you can hear me saying, "Leave her. This is what I wanted." Is that messed up?
No, I did it.
Screaming photo?
Yes.
Oh, no, they're adorable.
It's amazing.
This is what I wanted.
That's why you're there to get
Nobody
those
wants a
two.
kid that's just smiling.
No.
We have someone
boring.
else coming in soon who has a similar job as you. When I texted his wife and was like, hey, about that Santa picture, I know that you put an emoji over her face, but can I get like the real screaming photo? Because that's funny.
I know.
Yeah.
We have, I don't know, maybe 5-10 minutes left. I want to hear the.
Go ahead.
This is my contribution to this round show.
let's
Would
go.
you rather fight one horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses? Choose wisely, Taylor.
This is where I need to slow my mind down because I got to think about this slowly.
Ooh, I like
so
this.
say it again. The
One
first
horse-sized duck, a duck the size of a Clydesdale.
Okay.
One horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses. Little tiny horses. And you don't have a
can
weapon.
You can walk us through it.
Yeah, go ahead. You'd be shocked how people answer this question.
Yeah.
And when I don't ask this question, we get people that angrily text and write in, why didn't you ask the duck question?
Yeah.
Like, whoa, guys, because we were talking about something else. Sorry.
Well, I just thought about anyway, I'll answer it first and then we'll go from there. But I would say I'd do the horse-sized duck because here's the reason why. I mean,
Taylor.
I feel like, yes, more damage could be done with one big bite, probably, but if you have a bunch of little horses coming at you, am I looking at this right? So you got a bunch of little horses coming at you. You're just going to be getting nipped consistently.
But you can
and that's
kick
so
'em.
annoying. Yeah, you can kick one or two of them, and I don't think I'd die.
Yeah.
But I just think it would be as annoying where if I got the duck-sized horse or the horse-sized duck,
Yeah.
I feel like, okay, it's probably not going to be very quick moving. I can probably get behind it and take out a leg and then take out the other leg and then just tear it, just go at it for, one section at a time and it's done.
Wait,
Yeah, it flies, and how's that going to hurt me?
that's true.
I mean,
It's not a bald eagle. If you said a horse says bald eagle, then I'd say, no, give me the horses.
what about the bald eagle?
Well, that could do a
Is-
lot more damage, and think about
The talons.
the talons. And
Oh,
if you
yeah.
think
No,
about
that's
a
fair.
duck, what is it going
That's
to
fair.
slap you with its
I don't
things?
know, but I can tell you in this hypothetical, I will not be finding out because I will be having 100 tiny horses.
If you said the duck
Stomp 'em out.
in shallow water, then that might.
Though
now we're adding.
we had a guest tell us that she was going to take the horse for like a boat ride, and I was like, "What?"
What does
So
she think
look-
it's a dragon or?
No, but here's what's interesting
Basically.
about that guest. All the professional athletes, because she's a professional, they all say
Yeah.
the big one.
Always.
They always want the big duck.
The big duck.
Yeah, and then
I don't think you
also-
realize how big a Clydesdale is.
Also,
It's
Do
beak.
ducks bite people? I thought it's more geese and goose.
I'm
There's
scared.
a question about geese too.
I'm scared of the weight of that beak. Not so much that
Yeah.
it's going to bite you or anything,
Yeah.
but just the weight of the beak going like douche.
Yeah,
Or
but
like,
think about it coming at you like a. Just how slow it would be, you know?
I'm not risking it. You're welcome to.
It's true. I wonder if the weight of
You
the
may
body
all risk it. I will.
would support the legs.
And okay, if you know, imagine
What,
being
you think
in.
it's gonna fall over?
No, but at scale, like I'm giving some thought now. At scale, would it be able to support the legs of the body, right? Because the duck's
At-
pretty dang
Chris, at scale, this is a hypothetical fake
Yeah.
big.
Cerrone
Isn't
show
there like
question.
Mythbusters or something that could like
We're gonna
figure this
myth bust
out?
a Clydesdale-sized duck.
Yeah, why
And is
not?
there a perimeter? Like, where's the perimeter? Because if it was the size of this room,
Oh, good
everybody
luck.
better take the duck. If it was 100 horses,
Horse-sized ducks in here?
horse size. Well, no, yeah. I mean, nobody would want to be around 100 animals
No.
in here. They
No,
would be
picture
overwhelmed.
like a Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat situation.
Yeah,
Maybe
it's
there's a
not
pit.
real.
Yeah.
It's like
What do you
you're,
mean?
you're
How about
at
this?
This
Sunset
is totally
Park,
real.
and they
We're
approach
gonna
you.
make it happen.
How about this? It's in the desert, Jean Lake or something like that.
Yeah, like you're at
squaring
Sunset
up.
Park,
Yeah,
and you're
Sunset
having a
Park.
picnic, and your
You ever seen
wife
Regular
and
Show?
child vaporize, and you're like, "Oh shit!"
I'm in a
either-
situation.
Here we
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you could probably kick several.
Just
Yeah,
punt them.
punt them, and then all of a sudden now you're dealing with 90.
Yeah.
You know, you take out a couple, you get a couple nicks in the butt, and then you take out about 5 more. It's going to be exhausting. The other one, you're going to be able to take a breather. I got a
You
question
know
for you
what?
guys, though. Every time we go
Yes.
to UFC, we're in Vegas.
Yes.
We're in Vegas, right? So every time I watch UFC, you know,
No.
the guys ask about this. They say, you know, the female fighters, like, do you think that you as a grown man would be able to take out the, I mean, this, I don't want to, you know, but like, who would win in a fight there? Would,
We
So
play a similar game
Okay.
because my sister she works for the Aces.
so I
And
beat you to the punch here.
We hear all the time like, they're not even real basketball players. They don't dunk. And I'm like, I want you to know that if Kelsey Plum, Asia Wilson, and Teresa Plaisance
Yeah.
were running at me and they were like, let's go, I would hide in a corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they beat my
I've
ass.
spent a lot of
Beat my
personal
ass.
time with a world women's MMA champ. I'm not going to say her name.
I will.
You can. Misha Tate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Misha.
Oh, yeah, Misha Tate, big time.
So he is gonna just say
I know
it.
Misha
It's
well.
fine.
Well, no, it's fine. But just spending time with Misha in public made me realize how much of an athlete. Like, this may sound bad. I'm sorry, but like, first of all, to answer your question, some shit's going down back in that area when we were hanging out. I'm like, I'll look to Misha.
Really?
Even if I was, I don't even
Yeah.
care
So you think, yeah,
It's
like
not-
she's taking out most men, basically.
Oh, yeah.
Oh God, yeah. Like without a dude, even
Because
little
I'm-
stuff
you know,
like
we think of
carrying
the size
something into the
difference,
car.
you
You know.
know.
What I mean? Or like carrying groceries. Like you just
Yeah.
see certain things. You're like, this isn't like a real deal
Yeah.
athlete. This
Yeah.
isn't like mess around, find out time. Like
How many pounds does she weigh?
I don't even
I'm not
know at
taking
this
sides
point.
on this
It's
because I
been a
don't want your
minute
viewers
since,
to attack me.
That's
no.
the point.
This was when she was at her height, or right around at her height, right? During that time. But
There's-
point
130
being
let's
is,
just say she's 120, and then you got a 200-pound guy.
I'm not
she'd
going to
still-
risk it.
She would still
Still
because it's not just
crush it,
It's
yeah.
not just that. It's the training. It's the mental.
Yeah.
The stuff that she put herself through before and after. Like
Yeah,
Would you
it'd be
rather
like baseball? Think of it
fight-
like that.
yeah.
Go ahead.
All my questions are about fighting. Would you rather have to take out 100 10-year-olds or 10 100-year-olds?
Yeah.
Okay, so 100.
100 10-year-olds
10-year-olds.
Yeah.
or 10 100-year-olds, and you have to beat them.
Oh my
Taylor's
goodness.
face.
They
He's
dissipate
like,
when
these
you, when you
suck.
hit them. They dissipate. though.
Ashley's questions
So-
suck. Let's talk about jewelry some more.
Well, definitely. So this isn't a question of which one's harder. It's more of which one is more moral,
Sure.
Ooh, if you want to look at it like that.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, who do you want to sacrifice first? 110-year-olds or 100-year-olds?
I mean, because 110-year-olds are going to be a lot harder than 100-year-olds.
yeah, but then you're beating up 100 kids
I picked the elders, unfortunately.
Well, they're already closer to.
to their ultimate
Well,
demise.
that, and you don't know what kind of elders they could be, like salty Scrooge type ones.
Yeah.
Whereas a kid, like there's still a chance to form their brain. I don't know. I just can't with the kids.
And the
I
they-
can't with the old people.
I can get behind some old people, trust me.
Nope.
And I love me some old people, but like there's
they
some
might have
just salty ones.
They might have gone 99 years without getting their ass beat.
Exactly. And then
But
they win
today
the
is
final,
their day.
Yep, win adult prizes. That's
yeah,
what
play adult
happened.
games, win adult prizes.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
So you taking the kids? No, he's taking the
I
old
just
people.
no. I'm going to do the old people because it's just
Taylor's
less
like,
work.
I'm not gonna
It's
fight
less work. It's 10
anybody.
people. I don't. 90 more
Okay.
people to beat up.
That-
Think about
Okay,
how long
well,
that's going to take.
You
I'll just
think
leave it at
about
that.
that 100-year-old World War II veteran that you just.
Here's what
Took it
here's
right
what we
out.
learned today. We learned that you are efficient,
Yeah.
especially with these questions. Like, yeah, what's the da, 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 da.
Yeah.
The rationale is different than, and everyone's rationale is different.
Yeah.
I mean, some people are wrong. and
We
they pick
learned
one duck.
that you
That's
are definitely a creator inside there. Like whether it comes out in jewelry, baseball, whatever.
Yeah.
Like you got a story to tell. You know what I mean? You're a Vegas person,
Yeah.
and I can just stop right there because I don't care about anything beyond that. That you're a good dude and a Vegas person, and you hung out here with us in this fun house that I'll give you the tour downstairs because
Yeah.
we got real fast. But I just wanted to say thank you.
Thank you again for
doing this.
coming.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Thanks
good.
for
Most
being
fun
wrong about
I've
that
had on-
horse duck thing.
I know. Hey, these hypotheticals. I wish. Well, I don't. Will we ever know? That's the problem with these, right? But that's
God
why the
willing.
conversation goes on and on and on.
God willing, we will never know about a Clydesdale sized duck.
Yeah.
Yep, God willing.
Yeah.